Hi everybody, I'm Amy from Body Fit by Amy, and today I'm going to show you how to take your own measurements. So, if you have an extra person around, a spouse or a friend or a roommate, it is a little bit easier if you can have somebody help you. But if you can't, I would recommend that you do this in front of a mirror. And also that you wear form-fitted clothing. The best way would be just, shorts and a sports bra, or if you're a guy, just shorts, so you get the most accurate measurement. But whatever you do, make sure that you record what you're wearing, and then when we come back to it in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I would wear the exact same thing. So make sure you write that down or take a picture or whatever you need to do. The reason I want to do measurements, you guys that know me know that I'm not a big fan of the scale. And weight loss is not always a good indicator of your progress. That's why we do the fit test, the other video, to see how we get stronger and fitter. But I know that size is important to a lot of you, so this is a way to chart our progress without worrying about the scale. And I have to tell you, I see it all the time when people don't lose any weight, but they're gaining muscle, but they're getting smaller. So you've probably all seen that image, if you haven't, go to my Facebook page, of the 5 pounds of muscle and the 5 pounds of fat. The fat takes up a lot more space, even though they weigh the same on the scale. So that's why measurements, I think, are a better indicator. So all you need is a measuring tape, and you can get these pretty much anywhere. You can get it at any of your major retail stores, Target, things like that. A lot of times drugstores have it, craft stores. Sometimes you have to look in the sewing section to find this, but they're pretty easy to find, sometimes even in the grocery store. So we're gonna grab that tape measure, and we're just gonna keep it simple, so we're just gonna do a few different measurements. So we're gonna start with the bust line. So for ladies, that's right around our bust, right across the top. So again, this is another reason it's really important to mark down what you're wearing, because this could change according to bra, sports bra, all of that. So you're gonna find the place where it touches. Make sure you're completely accurate all the way around. This is where a mirror will help. You can see, make sure it's not dropping down. I probably have a little extra because of a mic. From here, we're gonna do a big deep breath in, inhale, and exhale. Let your arms drop a little if you can, and then record where that is. So if you've got somebody helping you, have them measure, and you drop your arms down completely. So then just mark down where that is. That's your chest measurement. For guys, just do it right across the nipple line. So that's gonna be your best measurement. And for guys, you might actually see an increase in that because as we get stronger, we get a little bit lifted. And usually guys like that. So the next one is gonna be our waist measurement. So I want everybody to do right across the belly button. So if my belly button is here, I'm gonna start it there. I'm gonna go all the way around. I'm gonna check in the mirror. And same thing, deep breath in, and exhale, and we're gonna see where that is. Drop the arms down. So ladies, I also want you to take a second measurement. So that's more of our lower waist where we do see changes, but our natural waist is usually a little bit higher. So check in the mirror, it's the smallest part, and if you have a hard time locating that, you can do I'm a little teapot. It's usually right where we bend, and we're gonna go around there. So we've got our lower waist right across the belly button, and then our upper waist, smallest part, check in the mirror, breathe in, breathe out, record the measurement. One last measurement we're gonna do is we're gonna go across the hips. So this hip measurement actually usually isn't our hip bones. It's a little bit below because it's around the biggest part. So for most of us, that is around our butt, not necessarily our hips. My hip bones are here, but my butt is here. So again, turn to the side. You wanna make sure you go right around. We don't have to worry about the breathing on this. Feet completely together, so it's gonna change a little bit if I'm standing wider. So feet touching, and then we'll record the measurement from there. So those are our main measurements. If you do have a second person, you can get an arm and a leg measurement. It's not as important. Usually if we're losing here, we're losing everywhere. But if you wanna have that, I'm gonna show you real quick. On the leg, we're gonna bend the knee. We're gonna put the top of the tape at the hip bone. We're gonna put the bottom of the tape right at the top of the kneecap. And again, this is easier with the second person, we're gonna record the midpoint. So if mine is, and it's not exactly accurate because I'm leaning over a little bit, you might have to use the mirror if you're on your own. Mine is 19, so what would that be, 9.5, I think? So that would be my midpoint. And you would wanna put the tape exactly where that is and record that midpoint. So then I would go around, relax my leg down, figure out that measurement there. So it's really important that we record that midpoint, because otherwise we might measure here one day, measure up here another day, get a completely different measurement. Same thing with the arm, which I'm going to try to show you, but this one you really need a second person. We're going to find that very top of the shoulder, that little pointy bone that sticks out. And then to the elbow, again, you need a second person. And I would find that midpoint, usually it's 7.5, 8, something like that. And the midpoint, then I can kind of do it on my own, but just know this would not be accurate. So you need a second person. Then I would relax my arm down, wrap the tape around the midpoint, and that's what my measurement would be. Again, record your midpoint so we go back and measure in the exact same spot. So one quick note about measurements. For this 4-week challenge, please know that 4 weeks is not a long time. So hopefully you all see some changes. If you're an experienced exerciser and you're already in good shape, you might not see much of a change. That doesn't mean that you're not getting healthier, fitter, in better shape. If you're a beginner, you might see more of a change. But I would encourage everybody to keep doing this. 6 weeks, 8 weeks is sometimes a better representation. And don't be discouraged if you don't see a huge change at 4 weeks. This is just a way to chart our progress over the scale. There you go, guys. There's how to do your measurements.